Hari Om. I, Sejal, welcome you all on this wonderful evening. As Pujya Swami Chinmayanandaji says, youth are not useless, they are useless. Youth are not careless, they are caredless. It gives me great joy to inform you that Chinmay Yuva Kendra Ponda has started a motivational talk series by different Swamis and Brahmacharis of Chinmay Mission all over India. Last month, we had Puja Swami Swatmananji from Mumbai for the first talk in this series, which was on the topic on how to remain inspired in uncertain times. Today, we are really fortunate to have with us Puja Brahmachari Anand Chaitanyaji from Chennai to guide us on the topic Look Ahead. I welcome Anandji in this online motivational talk organized by Chinmay Yuva Kendra Ponda. I also take opportunity to welcome all of you from Ponda and different parts of Goa who are present for this online session. For any endeavor to proceed, it for our tradition to invoke the blessing of Almighty God. I therefore request Miss Padma to say invocation prayers.
ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वति नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् हरि ओम्।
Thank you, Padma. As you all know, Chinmay Mission is the international spiritual organization started by Pujya Swami Chinmayanandaji in the year 1951. Chinmay Mission is spread over 25 countries and more than 350 centers. Chinmay Yuva Kendra is the youth wing of Chinmay Mission. The motto of Chinmay Yuva Kendra is harnessing youth potential through dynamic spirituality. We call Chinmay Yuva Kendra a CHIC in short. We have two active CHIC centers in Goa, namely CHIC Ponda and CHIC Kurcharing. Under the guidance of Swami Sughoshanandaji, Chinmay Mission Ponda conducts two CHIC classes. One is Junior CHIC on every Saturday 6:15 to 7:45 p.m. and second is Senior CHIC on every Sunday 6:15 to 7:45 p.m. The text which is undertaken for Junior CHIC is Why Do We in Indian Culture and a manual of self-unfoldment for Senior CHIC. I request you all to join these classes and get to know about our culture and our true self. Chinmay Yuva Kendra conducts several activities for youth and for other age group as well. Today, we are very delighted to have Pujya Brahmachari Anandji. Many of you must be knowing Anandji since he has visited our center in the past 2 times for conducting Balvihar camps. Now I request Swami Sughoshanandaji to introduce today's guest.
Hari Om. I have met Brahmacharya Anandji in the year 2002 when he was doing his YAP course. YAP means Youth Empowerment Program. That was the first batch of YAP course in Kolhapur. And the whole batch was very, very dynamic. And especially I went there to teach them some bhajans. And I still remember when we had a small like Sankirtan round in the ashram, and all these young boys were just dancing when I was singing. So that was the first meeting. And thereafter, when Anandji was doing the Vedanta course, I had been to the Sandipani Sadhanalaya in Powai, Mumbai, I think in 2008 or 9, if I'm not mistaken. And Anandji used to serve there along with attending the Vedanta classes. He used to manage the Chinmaya Video Dham, and today the Gita video talks by Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayanandji, which we see in, which are available for sale in CCMT. The entire 18 chapters, he had edited them and transcribed the, what you call it, all the talks and made subtitles to all that. So it is because Gurudev's English is not so easy to sometimes understand for a new person. So these transcriptions or the subtitles are very, very handy and useful in knowing what Gurudev is saying. That is the greatest contribution, I would say, or one of the greatest contribution which Anandji has given to our Chinmaya family. So claps for Anandji for that. Yeah. I have his biodata with me. I'll just read a few lines. Brahmachari Anandji is a disciple of world-renowned master of Vedanta, His Holiness Swami Chinmayanandji. Inspired by his guru, Brahmachari Anandji committed his life to spread the knowledge of Vedanta and Indian scriptures, currently serving under Chinmaya Mission Chennai. Over the past 5 years, Brahmachari Anand has been conducting sessions based on texts such as Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, and other texts of Hindu philosophy to the children, youth, young adults, and elders alike in India and abroad. He designs and conducts training programs for Chinmaya Academy of Management, the corporate training wing of Chinmaya Mission worldwide. Anandji visits various institutions like all over India to interact with teachers and students. His work-life balance training programs for Ashoka Leyland, Orchard Chemicals, Hyundai, Tata Consultancy Services, Cognizant, and the professors of IIT Madras are unique and thought-provoking and looked forward to by the intellectual community. As the council member of All India Chinmaya Yuva Kendra, Brahmachari Anandji has played a pivotal role in organizing, managing unique and innovative projects throughout India, be it of spiritual or national importance. Some of the programs he has steered are the Chinmaya Jyoti Yatra, a 238-day, 30,000 kilometers journey of taking the work and message of Swami Chinmayanandji to the masses across 26 states of India, awakening Indians to India, a national quiz. These are a few projects that he has been part of. He was a business programmer prior to being a full-timer in Chinmaya Mission. Later, he has undergone the 2 years residential Vedanta course in Sandipani Sadhanalaya, Mumbai, and initiated as a monk of Chinmaya Mission. Brahmachari Anandji has formed and sustained youth groups focusing on self-development and community service. He has also involved himself in training the trainers and conducting sessions in schools and colleges on seminar series like the Transforming Indians to Transform India and Success Race in India and Bahrain. Being alumni of the Youth Empowerment Program, he has co-authored books like Gita for Youth and Bhaja Govindam for Youth. So this is the short profile of Brahmachari Anandji, and many of you have met him when he came here for our children's camp, and you know how he works and how he inspires young minds. And here we have Anandji with us. I conclude my introductory talk here. Hare Om Anandji. You are most welcome, Anandji.
Thank you very much, Swamiji. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
My pranams to Swamiji, and Puja Anukulanandaji is also there. I could see Swamiji has logged in. So
Yeah.
my humble prostrations to both the Swamijis and all the wonderful youngsters who are present today. Some of you I know already. As Swamiji said, I came to do the camp and I could meet you. It was such a nice feeling to be in Goa. It's a very warm family feeling to work with you all. 2 camps we did, and then came Corona. We will do future many camps. It was such a nice feeling. So I thank all of you for that. So let's start the session, this wonderful session on this mantra, short mantra, what Swamiji has given, Puja Gurudev has given to us, to youth. Look ahead is the mantra what he has given. So before I begin, let's all of us express our gratitude to all the teachers, wonderful teachers who have contributed to our life, to the knowledge sphere of our personality. Yesterday was Puja, Param Puja Vedvyas Ji's birthday. We celebrated as Guru Purnima Day. And to speak the glory of Vedvyasji, how much our time we speak, it will be less. Because in our Guru Parampara, after the Lord, he stands on the top. For all the rishis, for all the knowledge what we have, the India and the Hindu culture has contributed. And I know we all know the greatness of Vedvyasji, but that auspicious occasion, we express our gratitude to all the teachers who have played a very pivotal role in our life. And sometimes times we know the person who contributing a lot in whichever field it is, but there will be a teacher behind that person, but we may not be aware. Today I had a class morning for the children. So I asked them who identified the talent of Sachin Tendulkar and encouraged him to play cricket and to contribute for the nation's cricketing potential. So they all said, no, not all, only one kid could say the answer. It was Ramakant Acharekarji, right? He considered him as his mentor. Or in the early childhood when Ramakantji saw the cricketing ability in Sachin Tendulkar. So let's start our session today with this question to all of you. Just take it in a very light way, not if you know answer, you can chat. Who identified the talent of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the Captain Cool, the former captain of Indian cricket team? The PT or the physical education teacher who was when he was studying in Ranchi school. Do you know his name? Can you please share if you know? If you want to check in the Google, you can. I will give you time, but first, if you know, you can type. Who identified the talent of? He was a goalkeeper, right? He was playing football and he was goalkeeping. But when this sir, when he saw Dhoni doing goalkeeping, he thought he could actually do wicket keeping, and he encouraged him to do that, and at the same time to bat also. Do you know what is his name? Okay. If you don't know, I'll give you 30 seconds time to go to Google and find out. have I enabled the chat for the meeting? I think I have done.
There is one chat, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I have enabled chat, so you will be able to chat. Can you send me a message, Swamiji, to check whether my all the everyone's chat is enabled?
Yeah.
Just send me a Hari Om, that's it. Yeah, so chat is on. Okay, so it was Keshav Ranjan Banerjee, that was his name. So if you see all this, not only cricketers, anyone, if you see, the teachers have played a very important role in their life. Even if it is APJ Abdul Kalam ji, APJ Abdul Kalam ji's Wings of Fire, when you read, he says, Mr. Shivaram Iyer, Shivaram Krishna Iyer, I think his name, when he took him to the seashore and showed him how the birds fly, and that is the time, and explained the fundamentals of aerodynamics. That is the time Kalamji decided that he wanted to become a pilot. Yeah. So teacher's role is very important to, even if it is academics or in our knowledge about ourselves, which is spiritual knowledge. And India is always have revered knowledge, and we have brought out knowledge traditions. And all those gurus who have contributed to the nation's growth in spiritual and the secular knowledge, to all of them, our humble prostrations. So let's start the session with that. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. So we had a yatra this year, January. So we took 2 motorbikes and a car, and from Chennai we drove all the way to Gangotri. It was a 22 days yatra. We started from Chennai the next day, on January 15th and 15th, and the first week of February we came back. So 1 week, not 1 week, almost 2 weeks before we started preparation, going there and arranging all the things, what is required, making the map, all those things we started doing, and we started the journey on 15th January. But when we decided that we are going to do it, was Swami Mitrananji who called me and said that let's go for a yatra. And we arranged the people, those who are free for 22 days, and we all had a meeting, and we made the vehicles ready. Vehicles needed to give for servicing and things like that. Then we started the journey. But the day when I came to know that I'm going all the way, and I came to know that it is a 6,000-kilometer trip. So that day onwards, there's something happened in me saying that, like, this wonderful journey is like already started, that kind of feeling. Even we have not hit the road, but a kind of feeling which came into us, like in our background, that I am in a journey, that feeling started. Then later when I understood, it's like we are looking ahead. Nothing, we are looking ahead to something. And meaning there is something interesting is happening moment by moment. And we are experiencing, going to have that nice time. And as we all envisioned and as we all felt, the journey was beautiful. Before the journey, during the journey, and the destination reaching was also beautiful, but that was only a culmination of all the happiness what we had. So it was a wonderful journey. That's what I wanted to tell you. The place itself is inspiring, Gangotri, all the Himalayas. And we are going with all our wonderful people. We all knew very each other. I know Swamiji very well. All the other co-yatris, we all came to know each other. And we have prepared for the journey. Our vehicles are prepared. We are prepared. So what happened? That does not mean we did not face challenges in our journey. We faced. Of course, we faced challenges. I'll tell you, as we go ahead, I'll tell you one of the few challenges what we faced. But the whole experience was so nice. And I am sure you all would have gone such trips from your school, from your college, with your family. to different places, and you also would have experienced that kind of thrill or that kind of, you're cheerful all throughout the journey. Imagine life, if life is like that, a journey. Imagine every moment we are having that kind of a feeling. Every moment we look ahead. There's no time. Let's say we are not at all wasting time by what happened in the past and the issues what is surrounding us, suppose if we have. And we have the attitude to look ahead to something. That would be great. That would be living life. So, Gurudev Swami Chinmayananji, in his talk, there is a talk he has given like few months before he left us, 1993 in Mumbai. He gave a talk titled Youth Today. And in that, the main point what he conveyed is look ahead. Look ahead, because the life is ahead, right? Life always moves ahead. So we thought we will discuss a few points in 1 hour time, the next 1 hour time, the fundamentals of certain aspects related to that. And these points are very basics of life, and the fundamentals provide a good foundation to life, right? So these fundamentals, few points, we thought we will share with you. That's why we are having this session. So part of this lovely initiative, Goa Ponda Chick has taken up once in a month to invite a person from outside and to share a few ideas with you. So this is what the introduction of this. So let us start the session with a small video clip which I'm going to share with you from one of the very famous movie. So I'm going to start. I would like to, I would request you to chat whatever you have understood after watching this 4 minutes clip. So let me share that with you. Is the sound audible, Samji? Can you give me a thumbs up if it is? The sound which is when I'm playing?
It is little less. It can be increased.
Tomorrow morning,
That's fine.
bring your hiking shoes. I've got a place I've wanted to take you since the first night you walked in here. It's a long hike, but I think you're finally ready to see it.
Ready?
3.
Life has just 3 rules.
And you already know them.
Paradox, humor, and change.
Paradox.
Life is a mystery. Don't waste time trying to figure it out.
Humor.
Keep a sense of humor, especially about yourself. It is a strength beyond all measure.
Change.
And nothing stays the same. Hey, please tell me we're getting a little closer. Come on, Sock. It's been 3 hours, man.
Now, we're here.
Where?
And what I came to show you.
With the view?
There, next to your foot.
A flower?
No,
Better not be.
the rock. There's
There's something special about this rock?
Something wrong?
Oh, come on, Sock. This is what I was finally ready to see.
Well, the whole trip up here, you were excited. You were happy.
Yeah, because I thought I was gonna see something.
You were like a kid on Christmas morning. You said so yourself. The whole trip up here made you feel good.
Because for the past 3 hours, I've been waiting to see this wonderful thing.
Well, what changed?
That there's nothing here but this rock.
I probably should have told you that before we left. But I guess I wasn't sure what we'd find either. Never am. Sorry you're not happy anymore.
The journey. Journey is what brings us happiness, not the destination.
I remember Puja Gurudev saying, we will watch the video of that same today. Keep your goal so high that you will not reach. But when you're striving for the goal, that is the time you are transforming. Yeah. So each time when we strive, when we go, when we continue our journey, when we move ahead, when we keep moving, that is the time we experience life, and that is the time we transform. So here he says, this youngster, this movie is based on a real story, life story. Dan Millman, that person's name is, he has won Olympic gold medal in gymnastics. So this man, his mentor, call him Socrates. He takes him for this trek, and throughout the journey he was happy, and he makes him understand that it is a journey which gives happiness. So if we don't experience life, let's say every day, let's consider each day as a unit of our life, and if you don't live life, if you are not having if you're not happy in every day or throughout a journey of a life, but one point of time I am going to be fine, everything is going to be so nice, cool, and that day is not coming, then it's like living for some future times, not for the present times. So this is the basics of the life, that life, whatever happens to us, we need to sail through it. We need to keep moving with this attitude of looking ahead. So this is
Anandji, sorry for the interruption. I think
yes, Swami.
that box is off, I think. Can you please check?
Which box, Swamiji?
Chat box is disabled, someone was saying.
Chat box, it's enabled only.
Enabled, okay. Someone messaged me just now.
Can someone send a message? Because when I see chat boxes, everyone publicly can chat. Okay, I request one of the participants, anyone. I understand, yeah.
Tritiya, can you check?
Yeah, Tritiya, can you please send a Hariom message?
Or anybody, for that matter, can just...
Yeah, anybody send? Because I could see here chat everyone publicly.
It has come. Yeah, it is enabled, yeah.
It's enabled, no?
Yeah. So it is working, Tritiya. So you can type your comments on the video, if at all, if you want to share. Yes, Anandji.
So the chat is enabled, right? For all
Yeah.
of you? Yeah. Thank you. Okay, Swami.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing I wanted to tell you. Life has to be lived, experienced. We need to be happy. how we will see, but that's the basic aspect of life. So it is the journey which gives happiness. It is whatever stage of our life we are, but we need to find it out. We need to work or fine tune ourselves to make our mind not to miss life. So basically, there are, they say there are three types of people. What are the three types of people? We can actually see this throughout. The first one is, as you have seen, insensitive people. So when I came to Trivandrum Ashram here, Chinmaya Balashramam here, this is an ashram, Chinmaya Mission's name, ashram name, Chinmaya Balashramam in Trivandrum, Thiruvananthapuram. So when I came here, rain started. And in front of our ashram, there is a huge lemon tree. First time in my life, I am seeing this much of lemons, nimbu. So the rain was going on, and everyone was, whoever is coming, the youngsters who are doing youth empowerment program, they are saying, oh, such a big lemon tree, they were saying. And finally that happened. In a heavy rain with winds, it slanted. It got slided to one side, did not break. But because maybe the weight of the lemon, it got slanted to one side. So it was lying there for 1 or 2 days. So I was observing the response towards that incident which happened. So a group of people said, oh, what kind of rain this is nowadays? Too much of rain. See, the tree has fallen. One kind of response. And the other kind of response is, let's remove that. Let's cut that because it's gone. Now we cannot do it. It will not come up again. This one type of response. And there is one response, there is no response. Even though there is a huge tree has fallen, but the youngsters who have gone is walking nearby that they have never seen that tree. Because they never noticed it while coming also. That is another response. And there is one person who came and told,
Hari Om Anandji, we cannot hear you. Your screen is freezed. Please check.
yeah, and they all pulled the tree back. And today we have re-erected it, and I am sure it will be back on its roots. It will start growing again. So if you see these three responses, one group of category, they have not seen at all, highly insensitive to what happened. The other category, they keep saying there are a lot of problems. They keep reacting because of the wind, because of the rain, and it will not come. Let's cut it off. And there is one, only one person I saw that and say that we can bring it back again. So these three responses in our life also you can see: insensitive to the opportunity called life, or something has happened in our life and we keep reacting to the life. But there is another category which is proactive type. They find life as an amazing opportunity and keep working for life. And we can classify this based on gunas also. You know, the mind, our mind is made up of these three gunas: tamasic guna, rajasic guna, and sattvic guna. Okay, it's part of the mind. So when this particular guna, tamasic guna, is too much, we become insensitive, we become lethargic, we don't see or recognize any opportunities. And if we have too much of rajasic guna, we keep reacting, everything we will take it up from an egocentric perception. And the third is proactive, very proactive. What has to be done at the right time and what is the right way of responding, that person will do it. And Gurudev, through all our lectures, he was making us super proactive to our life. and to see life as an opportunity. This can be applied in every moment. What has to be done? What is the right response now? When you're sitting now in front of this session, you can see what is the right approach. We have been taking these online classes. No, all Swamijis know that. You also, I know, attend. Most of them will be, the videos will be turned off. Don't think I'm going to talk about you. I'm not going to talk. I'm not talking about you, but I'm talking. In some classes, we have seen the video is off. Then we don't know what's happening on the other side. Yeah, but there will be some people, even the video off, they'll be carefully listening to every word the speaker is telling, carefully writing down the notes, because the way when we tell them to chat or to respond, you have to see the quick response which comes. They are glued to the session and they keep asking questions also. So the response can be here for this class. After this, when you're talking to your mother or father, this response can be there, the proactive response. What is the right thing? And most of that knowledge, how to respond rightly, we have it. Of course, we can improve it, but we have a lot of knowledge, wisdom. When to smile, how to talk, what should be our vocabulary, what should be our choice of words. But many of times our mood, Rajasic mood, reactive mood also influences. Many times we become insensitive to the other person's happiness, other person's need. That is the time we are highly tamasic. Okay, this is a fundamental of what do you say, a basic lesson of our life. We start responding nicely, proactively every moment to everyone. Then we see that we start learning a lot of things. So let's do a small exercise to understand what is the factor behind this proactivity. So I'm going to share again. I'm going to show you a picture. What you need to do is, you can tell me what you are seeing in the picture. Okay, now this is the picture. I hope the chat is ready. What do you see in the picture? You can chat. Or I will do, if you are not able to chat, then I'll unmute everybody. You will be able to unmute yourself. You can talk also. What do you see in the picture? Hello, everyone. All of you are there. I can see only Sughosh Anandji. Hope all others are there. Some of you are on mute. You can unmute yourself. All participants can unmute yourself, and
Yeah. You can also please keep on your cameras. That is a very nice thing.
Yeah.
Identify whether you are listening or not. I always encourage that.
What do you see in the picture? What do you see, Swamiji?
A person or some old lady, has smoking.
A lady looking behind. Okay, but Swamiji's one person, Yash has our Yash has said a lady looking behind, and Mayur has said young boy looking in front. Padma said I can see a bird as well. Oh, Padma. Swamiji said a person smoking, but someone smoking. Padma said again someone smoking. Harsha says I can see a eye. Okay. 1 minute. Where is that? Sorry. Yeah, this is the yeah, I'm sorry. So someone said an eye, someone said smoking, someone said the lady seeing behind. My question to you is very simple. How did you see a person? Yeah, Deepraj, thank you for your response. A person looking back. Thank you for all the responses. But my question to you is, one same picture, a person seeing somebody smoking, other person seeing someone looking behind. How is it possible? This is only to tell you that we all can see situations in front of us in different way. Same thing can be seen in different way, and this way of seeing highly depends upon our knowledge, what we gather about ourselves. Please remember this point. How much of knowledge about ourselves, our mind, our intellect we have, the way we look, outside, to people, to things, to opportunity called life, everything changes. How much more knowledge I have about myself, about my mind, about my intellect, about my potential, about my identity, my way of seeing will change. Now, what I said now, there is no connection with this particular picture. This picture is only to demonstrate that there is different ways of looking. That's only for that. Because there are different ways we can see. Everybody is not seeing the same. We all know that. But the same picture somebody saw as a young girl seeing, someone saw a person smoking. But the way we see can be different. That's only what I wanted to convey. So an optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. A pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. Who said this? Our Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmayanand. An optimist sees, when I was going for this yatra, again I remember. So I shared that I'm going for a bike yatra. So you don't believe, some people said, are you mad? Are you mad to go? Why? Because why are you going all the trouble to take? You can catch a flight and go. Somebody said, different opinions came. And anytime when you see an adventure, I am sure as youngsters, you all would have faced this. When you do something which is tried to very differently, when you try to do something different, some opinions or some feedbacks will come. Why are you doing this? Are you mad? Because they find it difficult, but you see as an opportunity. Yes or no? Many times. I still remember when I was a Chinmaya Yuva Kendra member, we did a program, 15,000 youngsters assembling in one ground one day. Imagine 15,000 youngsters. And we don't have an auditorium for it. We need to create a, what is that called? A shed kind of thing. And some 15 personalities, successful personalities like E. Sridharanji and many directors, film directors, people from all field, Puja Tejo Menonji, Mitrananji, all came to share their success stories. But this program for 15,000 youngsters for one day. When we started this idea, when one of our mentors in Chinmaya Yuva Kendra Trishur, his name is C.K. Sureshji, when he came up with this idea, there were many opinions. No, why are you doing it? So difficult to bring. Where do you get in small town like Trishur, 15,000 youngsters? How do we do it? If rain comes, what he will do? But he could see an opportunity. He could transmit that opportunity, that feeling of that attitude to others. And we successfully conducted that program. And you don't believe, we got 50 Chinmaya Yuva Kendra members, very, very solid 50 Chinmaya Yuva Kendra members only from that program. So you can see difficulty, you can see opportunity. It depends upon how do we see. That's so important. Why Chinmaya Yuva Kendra is important? Why learning, connecting with good people is important? Why being spiritual is important? It will change the way we see things. And let me tell you, it will in a big way, it will change the way we see to our father, our mother, our own relationships. Even to our own people, where we think that we don't need any other lessons to see, even the way we see them also will change. Okay, it's so important. So how do we see? And as a knowledge tradition in India, we from the childhood onwards, we start giving this knowledge, how to see nature, how to see a mother, how to see animal. We start imparting these lessons to the children. So that's why Gurudev said, an optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty, but a pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. So I thought this is again connected to our vision. So it is basically we see, based on we think, based on that we think, and based on that we act. So if you go to management seminars and all, no, there is a formula called knowledge, attitude, and action. Attitude, skill, and knowledge. Ask formula. There is something called ask formula. Attitude, skill, and knowledge. And they have they'll bring a triangle and say this is attitude, this is skill, this is knowledge. We have found this much before. We said that yadha drishti, tadha srishti. What is srishti? The thoughts and the actions what we do. That depends upon how do we see. So vision is important, attitude is important, action is important. If you see Bhagavad Gita, dear friends, Arjuna was seeing that entire war in a very different way. Lord, what did Lord Krishna do through his 18 chapters of discourse? He changed the way Arjuna was seeing the problem. Only one correction he did. Externally, he did not do any correction. The way he saw, he changed. So this point, our first, a proactive person will have a lot of optimism in his or her life. Because we see, we think, we act. Next time when you talk to your mother, father's relationships, when your siblings, you tell loudly saying that you just see that with an eye of gratitude for what they have done to us, our mother and father, what they have done. With an eye of gratitude, when you see, all our response will change. Yes or no? So this lesson is so important. And as Chinmaya Yuva Kendra, we sincerely train, we give our best to share the knowledge what Puja Gurudev has given, so that the vision of youngsters will see. They start seeing them as an super strong person, an optimist person. And not only that, we create our own life in a better way, but we help other youngsters to also to have this vision. This is what Chinmaya Yuva Kendra is doing. Otherwise, why are we having this session now? There is like somebody felt that we should do this, and we are here. So let me go to my next session. My next, this important point. How do I see myself? Sorry, how I do see myself. There is an issue here. How do I see myself? So we need to ask this question. Today, you take time and write down in a paper. Am I seeing myself as a confident person, an optimistic person, a happy person? And you need to get your own answers. And based on your answers, you need to start working on it. But we need to introspect. This is called introspection. I need to start thinking about myself. Then I will be able to help myself. This is the next question. Now, let me show you one more video. Again, sorry. Let me show you this video. This I made in between the journey, the bike yatra I was telling you. So one of our Yuva Kendra member wrote the lines, lyrics, and one other girl, she composed the music and she sang it. And I was capturing the photos or video. Then we made this.
The road, on the path, we move on, carry on. Charai Vedi, keep moving, keep moving. Charai Vedi, the chariot keeps moving, the wheels keep rolling, nothing moves, yet everything moves. Charai Vedi, keep moving, keep moving. Charai Vedi.
It's a short video because during the journey you don't get much time to make. No, when you are sitting in a restaurant or somewhere, you have to make. Charaiveti means it's from Upanishads. It means keep moving in your life. Don't get stuck with some idea or some incident. Something happened in our life, something bad happened or something. Don't victimize yourself, but let's keep moving. Let's keep moving towards as the life progresses. That's what the phrase Charaiveti means. So I remember when we reached Haridwar, they said Gangotri temperature, you know that, no? Haridwar is a few hundred kilometers away from Haridwar, Gangotri is. And from Haridwar, you start climbing to Himalayas. So the people said that it's -14, temperature is -14 in Gangotri. And road construction is happening. So please don't go to Gangotri. You don't have to go. You can maybe maximum till Uttarkashi you can reach this head. But we never gave up. Of course, Swamiji was there, and we kept our bikes in Haridwar, Rishikesh. Sorry, not in Haridwar, Rishikesh. And we took a car, extra car, and we went all the way to Gangotri. But we never gave up. We thought we have to go. And I have to share a wonderful thing with you. When we reached Uttarkashi ashram, where our Puja Taponji Maharaj was living, who was the Guru of Swami Chinmayanandaji, our Gurudev. That day when we reached, we did not know that was the birth nakshatra of Puja Swami Taponji Maharaj. On the day when we reached, we never planned. But when we reached, we got a message saying that today is the nakshatra, so, or the tithi, whatever we say, the tithi. Then we thought, what we did is right. So such a nice experience happened. So we never gave up. So our next point, what we have to discuss is, let's never give up the good things what we have taken up. Why I thought this point to be shared is, in pandemic times, in the corona times, I have seen there is a lot of people when they went through the trouble, some of them, they thought to that extreme saying that now what is the use of living? Because, and I know one of very known persons to me, he wasted that opportunity called life. I'm not saying that the problems were not true. He was going through the tough problems, but he could have actually come out of it. But we can never give up. So that is about the life, because there may be situations coming to us, extreme situations, saying that, oh, we have come to a dead end, dark end. No. Swami Vivekananda used to tell a nice story. I used to share with the children. There were two frogs, they keep jumping together to same place. One day they both jumped to a milk pot, and the neck of the pot was very small. They did not know how to come out. They keep swimming. So the one frog said to other frog, no way, no one is going to help us, let's give up. The other frog said, no, let's swim. But the other frog said, no way, let's give up. Again, the other frog, which is very optimistic, it said, let's keep swimming, let's go. Third time this frog said again, I cannot swim, I'm tired. Again, the other frog encouraged. The fourth time he said, no, I cannot, I'm giving up. The frog gave up and it bent down, and you know what happened after that. But the other frog went on few more times, and when it was swimming, it hit a thick substance, because it was the milk pot which was kept for making curd for the next day. So the centrifugal action created the butter. Okay, the frogs were swimming, right? And this frog, which survived by swimming, it jumped on that butter, and using that butter's force down, it jumped out and saved itself. This story Swami Vivekananda used to tell during his lectures. Where did the help come from? The help came from here, it came from the milk pot. But when we don't give up, whatever we have taken up, good things, when we keep doing, then what happens? They say the whole universe will conspire with us, right? The alchemist says. So the next lesson is never give up. And the never give up attitude for the good things, whatever we have taken it up, should be practiced in tough times and in good times also. Okay, now I'll show you a cricket clip. Let's watch this clip together, then we'll discuss. This is a clip from Indian cricket, women's cricket team. You know that now Indian women's cricket team is getting very famous, right? Now we knew only the Virat Kohli, Dhoni, and Hardik Pandya and all. Nowadays, these also become very inspiring cricketers. So let's watch a clip.
Good! Oh, brilliant! Stunning! Absolutely superb! Harleen Seol down there at Le Hoppe has pulled off a cracker.
Well, we've seen one stunner, but this tops the lot. To have the awareness, the wherewithal, knowing where you are right next to the boundary, tiptoeing and getting the timing just right. Horizontal as well.
This wonderful cricketer's name is Harleen Diol. Okay. Now see, it was very tough catch. Very tough catch, because she has to watch the ball, catch it, judge the distance, throw it up, come back again. How much of work is involved? In a fraction of moment, everything has to happen. She's in a very good form, but she did not give up. She put that extra effort, giving the best. She never gave up that extra effort. She never compromised with her potential. That extra effort she gave. But we sometimes know, when everything is going good, we don't give that extra, we give up that. That extra, what do you call it as? One more push. How many things we have started in our life and we have stopped? I'm going to run tomorrow onwards morning, or I'm going to walk, or I'm going to do yoga, or I'm going to do push-ups, or I'm going to learn that. How many things? If you make a list, how many things we have started and gave it up? I can tell you many. But one point of time, we start realizing that whatever, if we have continued to do that, we would have gained a lot. Yes or no? So if we are able to continue whatever we have decided, whatever good we are practicing, if we keep doing, if you don't give up, then what happens? Then it adds up to our perception, it adds up to our proactivity, and that creates a lot of transformation. But that giving the best every time, without giving up, without compromising, is so important. So this is to show that special attitude what we have to show. Now let's go. So this is never give up, okay, to the problems or whatever. So at good times and at tough times. At tough times, it's so difficult, but let's not give up, because that is a time we see that help coming up. And with good times also, we should not give up doing good things, because after a time in life, if you see, many of us, once we reach a particular age in our life, we give up learning at all, okay. Then our life graph will be mediocre, will be like this. Till that we start progressing, we start learning something new, keep on progressing. But after a point of time, the graph becomes like this. Why? We give up the learning aspect of ourselves, more about ourselves and more about life. So this is a very important, again, one more fundamental aspect of us, which is never give up. Good things, associating with good people, learning more about ourselves, learning more about life, and giving that extra from our side, extra effort from our side, best effort from our side. That's also we should not give up. This is the second lesson I thought I'll share with you. Let's go to the next one. This is some other language, pardon me, because I downloaded, but the video is worth
I'm on the top of the world.
Now, don't ask me what happened to the rat. That that's really irrelevant. Maybe the person who has kept the trap, he would have come and seen what trap is doing. I don't know, maybe released. But complete adversity, the rat is keeping itself. You understand? So some effort it's keeping. Like as I said about the frog, it may be complete adversity, complete problem. But if you give up. So it's a simple video, but I thought I'll share because it's an animation. So it has got its own lesson. If we see that we have come and it's everything is over, no, it's not over. It's there. Let's start putting effort. Now that is the don't give up your value. Don't give up the grief or give up the impact of that in your mind. What do you mean by don't give up your value? Don't see yourself low. I know it's easy to say but difficult to practice. But let's not see ourselves that weak. Let's not see ourselves that now nothing is possible, everything. That's an attitude of weakness. You can go and see how the Michael Jordan's example is. The basketball player, maybe you can read from the internet how his father taught him a lesson. He tells him to go and sell a t-shirt for different values. I'm not explaining this because it will take time, but you can go and read in the internet. And the father will teach him a lesson. Don't see that you are a black person or your skin color is like this or you are like that. See yourself as high value with good value. When we are able to see ourselves, when we value ourselves first, then only the perception will change. Normally we do this exercise. I'll show you. Can one of you turn on your video so that I can do this exercise with you? Sejal, Padma, or someone? One of the Yogakendra members can turn on your video. Yeah, Padma, unmute yourself. Don't worry, I'll not ask you question and trouble you. Yeah, 2 people. Yeah, both of you. No problem. Imagine that this is imagine that this is a 2000 rupees note. This is not, but just imagine. And if I fold this note like this, and you are in a need of 2000 rupees very, very badly. Okay, you need 2000 rupees very badly. I have 2000 rupees. I am offering to you, but I don't offer like this, but I have folded it like this. Do you want this? Will you take this from me? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I fold it like this. Will you take this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I fold it like this. Will you take this?
Yes.
Okay, I fold it like this. Will you take this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I fold it like this. Will you take this?
Yes.
You will take this. I am not, it's not note, it's paper, so don't worry. But even though you know that it has, why will you accept this from me?
It has value. Because it has a value.
It has a value. How much ever time life folds up, life gives us trouble. If we value it, if we keep ourselves our value, the perception what we have towards ourselves, then we can come out of it. Just a small exercise to show you, we should not see ourselves low. It will happen, but immediately we should associate with some good idea or people and we need to bounce back. That's why Gurudev used to say, falling is not a problem, but each time when you fall, rise. Yes or no? Rise each time you fall, he says. And he says, bounce back. What is bounce back? Suppose this ball is there. And if I throw to the ball like this, it bounces back. Rise. And Gurudev, same Gurudev has said, challenges are supplied free. What does that mean? Don't do anything. Challenges are supplied. We were trying to start the session and Swami Sughoshananji's video was not turning on. Immediately Swamiji went to the mobile and came back with another thing. Finally, we solved it. Problems, challenges will be supplied free, but we need to bounce back. So as youngsters, as teenagers, we all will be facing problem. But if we have a mindset which is, optimistic, if you are able to put efforts, if you are able to learn, then what happens? Then things will turn for ourselves. So this is the next lesson. Now let's go to the next point. How do I make myself optimistic or happy throughout? There is one formula which will be highly working. We can practice this. You can also practice and let us know. What is that? Let me share. The way to be happy is to make simply others happy. No, you may be thinking that is a big lesson. No. The way to be happy is try to make others happy, meaning with a genuine interest, with a genuine intention. Whoever is there, try to give happiness to them, try to give love to them, we will be happy. Where do we start this from? Our inner circle. Who is our inner circle? My mother, my father, my friends. Start serving them, start giving them. You see, very genuinely, you will become happy. So they say that if you are sincerely serving somebody, there is a chemical called oxytocin, which generates in our brain, in us basically. It's called oxytocin. So the more oxytocin is generated, the more happy we will be. So if you are doing a generous act, let's say you are helping a person to cross the road, and you are doing something nice, and another person who is watching it, that person's mind also will be oxytocin will be generated because he's appreciating that generous act. So when we do something, and the more oxytocin we have, the more happiness we have. Basically, it is other way. The mindset decides the chemical inflow, the chemical generation. But just to tell you the physical parameter, what happens to us when we serve others, when we become happy, when we make others happy, in our body, this happens. A generous act, when we connect to people, this connectedness with love creates a lot of happiness in us, a lot of oxytocin in us. And dear friends, in our Hindu culture, to establish this connection, we had something called Pancha Mahayajna. Yes or no? Our ancestors said, we are taking a lot from the nature, we are eating food from the nature, we are taking water, air from the nature, now give it back. Serve the nature. Yes or no? The parents, everyone have served us. Other human beings have served us. Give back. Give back to them. Whatever help you can do, do it. So there are 5 different areas in Panchamahayajnas. That also you can go to the internet and see what are the 5 yajnas we do. Yajna means what? I pay forward. I give it back. Because I am indebted for my experience, for my growth. I take knowledge, I take natural resources, I take other people's support, I take other beings support, other animals or other living beings support. So I need to keep giving back. Such a wonderful culture we have got. It's called Panchamahayajnas. If I only take but I don't give back, then we are a kind of thief. I take but I don't give back. So each one of us, we need to start asking this: how do I make others person happy? How do I give? Because Gurudev says, if you want to love somebody, you should give. What do I give? Time, word, effort, service. So the best way to be happy, to create a positive mindset, is start serving, be sensitive to the other's needs, and then what happens? You see that we are very, very, very happy. But if I focus on my happiness, saying that everyone should be nicely talking to me, everyone should smile to me, and if everyone is not behaving like as I want, then I will not be happy. Then we have to wait. We have to wait for how long? For other person's response to us. So this is one of the lessons I thought I'll share with you, because this is a very, very, very important aspect of our life. Every day morning you get up and say that, let me contribute to the other's happiness. That's why Gurudev said, we live honestly the noble life of sacrifice and service, producing more than what we consume and giving more than what we take. Okay, so this is these are all fundamentals, as I said before. Yes. Now, next is a very important thing. Each one of us to look ahead in our life with an optimistic attitude. We need to have something inspiring in us. What do you mean by inspiring? When I think about that, when I do something, when I do that particular action, or when I start thinking the ideas related to that, a lot of energy comes in my heart. Suppose whatever it is. For some people, it will be composing music. For some people, it would be painting. For some of them, it's cricket. Some of them doing business. Some of them doing some research, whatever it is. But if we have something inspiring and we do that to make others happy, then what happens? We are directing our life in a very, very inspiring way, and we keep looking ahead to something glorious in the to come. I still remember when I came to Goa, I saw one of the Chinmaya Yuva Kendra, remember, right? What was his name? Santosh. He gave a wonderful picture he made about me and gave. And I saw later he's an artist. He keep drawing wall painting and things like that. And I saw one of my friend Arun Raman. He's also an artist. What he'll do, he'll keep painting, he keeps painting, and he started taking it up as a profession. So whatever he love a lot, he start working in that direction or working in that field. So what happens when we have something, a goal to pursue or a work to do, which we really love, then what happens? We will be involving ourselves throughout in that inspiring work, and we'll keep ourselves inspired always. So if you are in 11th standard, 12th standard, or if you are in college also, we need to start thinking about this. What should I study as as part of my higher study? Or what should I take up in my life? Because every day I'm going to invest 10 hours or 15 hours of work. But what work I should do? If I don't do something which I don't love, then I will not be happy. So it's so important for us to understand ourselves. At the same time, with an optimistic attitude, we have optimistic attitude, but I need to understand myself. What is my deeper interest? It's again a fundamental basic thing of life. If you're going to college, decide yourself what you want to study, what you want to become. Think, ask your parents, other mentors, what kind of person I am. Can you help me to understand me better, myself? And how much of information is available in the internet now if you want to study something, a career to take up. So this point is also important. We need to study and work the field which we really love. This is also very, very, very important. And in that field, if you are able to keep a very high goal, then we'll be super inspired. So my next video is to show you the Gurudev's video where he tells us to keep a very high goal. So let's watch this.
Durena Hyavaram Karma Durena, by far. He indeed, avaram, lower karma. You are sweating and toiling and your actions. Your selfish actions, prompted by your ego and egocentric selfish desires, in which the millions are sweating and toiling from morning till evening. That karma. It is only prompted by instincts and impulses. It is like animals suffering or running about. It is pure labor. It is not the man of achievement. Mere laborers. Durena, by far lesser. is this unnecessary sweating and toiling in the world outside, complaining of the tension, stress and strain of life. That is not real work. Work is inspired work, where the worker never understands tiredness, exhaustion. The joy of that work itself replenishes the true worker. Durena hyavaram karma, buddhi yoga dhananjaya. Hey Arjuna, please understand, as compared with the buddhi yoga, where you have got an ideal and you are pursuing to reach the ideal. It's an inspired enthusiasm with which you are living. That the joy of true work is any day nobler than all the amount of buckets of sweat and toil that you bring out of you, the exhaustion and fatigue you bring about physical. That is only labor. That is not work. Durena vir. Buddhau sharanam anvecha. My dear boy, work in the world outside. Who said no? But Buddhau sharanam anvecha. Maintain your ideal and work on in the world outside. And when you are maintaining an ideal, let not the ideal be a small ideal. Say that $1 million I want. If the moment I earn 1 million, I am retired. Eh? Because you may get it. Thereafterwards in life you are dead. You have nothing to do. Never. Keep the goal highest. So high that you will never reach. Sanji, why should I keep an ideal which I cannot reach? Reaching the ideal is not the goal. Striving to reach it, that is the moment when you grow. Once you've reached your goal, your ideal, everything is ended. Thereafterwards you have to inquire how to die decently. Because you have finished. Everything has been done. Never should you reach the goal. Keep the goal high. Don't say there is an impractical method. No. Because reaching the goal is not the goal. Striving to reach there is the goal. Try to reach out to the goal. You grow day by day, week by week. Buddha.
So, two things, right? One, Swamiji said about the inspired work. And Swamiji himself was a perfect example, because when Gurudev's heart was functioning only 20%, you saw how he was talking. 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita he was recording. This happened in 1991. So he was, as Sughoshananji was telling in the introduction, Swamiji was telling that we made the video of Bhagavad Gita. We made the video of this recording because Swamiji was doing this so that this recording of 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, so the coming generation can actually see the Bhagavad Gita and learn. But the thing is, when he was giving that lecture, his heart was not functioning. It's only functioning like 20-25%. But the way he was talking, that's called inspiration. So when we keep our mind inspired, to keep our mind inspired, we need to understand ourselves. I need to understand myself. What is my field? What is that field in which I can contribute? What is my strength? What is my talent? Why I'm sharing this point with you is you have a lot of time. You can actually look ahead and decide what is that I can contribute in my life. And have that courage. If you have come to that conviction, this is what I want to study, this is what I want to pursue, convince others, and let's pursue that. And when we keep inspired and when we're working and we try to reach out to that goal, that is the time we transform. When you know this butterfly, no, before becoming butterfly, you know that it goes through that phase called pupa, where it struggle itself to bring out the wings, and it brings it because of that struggle. What that small insect does, the wings come out, then it becomes a beautiful butterfly and able to fly. So that a struggle to reach is important. That's why Swami Vivekananda ji used to tell this as a motto to youngsters. Struggle should be our motto. The same thing Gurudev said. Gurudev said, strive on. Okay, let's strive. Let's keep striving. But after a point of time, we stop striving in our life because we limit ourselves with a limited goal. So all of us, let's see what is the best we can do with our life, and let's take time. Let's not be hurry, but let's take time, understand ourselves, and let's pursue our goals. So Swamiji used to say, this is a line I have taken from Youth Today talk, which I have mentioned. Don't look backward, nor look around and despair. Look ahead. When we start pursuing, deciding, there are a lot of problems will come, but he said, keep looking ahead. Don't look backward and say, oh, my life was like this. I was not able to do, like different things will come up, but let's look ahead. Last point I want to learn is keep learning through Chick, because all these things we listen, but if we want to constantly keep our mind inspired, we need to associate with right people. Chick is the right platform. Keep associating with the Yuva Kendra members. So if anybody who is attending this talk, first time you are attending a Chinmaya Yuva Kendra program, find out the Yuva Kendra discussion groups which is happening. For juniors and for seniors, separate discussion groups are happening. Get your details and find time weekly, 1 hour or 90 minutes, and keep associating with good thoughts, good ideas, and that will transform us, because that will keep feeding to our optimism. So one more video I'll show. This is again our Yatras video, then I'll conclude. It is 1 minute video. Let's watch 1 minute.
The road, on the path, we move on, carry on. Charai Vedi, keep moving, keep moving. Charai Vedi, the chariot keeps moving, the wheels keep rolling, nothing moves, yet everything moves. Charai Vedi, keep moving, keep moving. Charai Vedi.
So Charai Vedi is keep moving. The road is ahead. Look ahead and keep moving. We cannot go back. We have to go ahead only. So with this, I conclude. The time is 7:45. If you have any questions or anything to share, not only questions, you can chat or you can unmute yourself. You can ask. Whatever I thought will work, I shared. So you can tell your views now, if you would like to ask. Okay, thank you. Swamiji, I think...
yeah, no, Tritiya.
Yeah, there is one thing, 1 minute, Swamiji. Joy is in the race you run, but it's not... correct. I appreciate that thought. Swamiji said again, success is in the race run, not the trophy one. That's very nice. success is in the race run, but not in the trophy run. Correct. So she said it, joy is in the race run. What does that mean? This moment, next moment, tomorrow, all the times, let's keep ourselves cheerful and optimistic. Thank you, Padma, for that.
Yeah,
I can't unmute. 1 minute. Sorry, Tritiya. Now you can unmute. Swamiji, you have very good voice. Please sing. Tititara Tititaya. Okay, Virendra Shukla. Okay, so you remember. Thank you for your compliment. I have a good voice. Let me try to sing. Can I take 2 minutes and sing, Swamiji?
Yes, yes, please.
Or let me recollect. Yeah. വേദാന്ത കേസരിയാകും സ്വാമി തപോവനത്തിന്റെ ഉത്തമ ശിഷ്യനാം സ്വാമി ചിന്മയാനന്ദജി ഓ തിത്തിത്താരാ തിത്തിത്തൈ തിത്തൈ തക തക തകതോം തിത്തിത്താരാ തിത്തിത്തൈ തിത്തൈ തക തക തകതോം വേദാന്ത കേസരിയാകും തിത്തൈ തക തക തകതോം സ്വാമി തപോവനത്തിന്റെ തിത്തിത്താരാ തൈതോം ഉത്തമ ശിഷ്യനാം സ്വാമി ചിന്മയാനന്ദജി ഓ തിത്തിത്താരാ തിത്തിത്തൈ തിത്തൈ തക തക തകതോം തിത്തിത്താരാ തിത്തിത്തൈ തിത്തൈ തക തക തകതോം തിത്തിത്താരാ തിത്തിത്തൈ തിത്തൈ തക തക തകതോം തിത്തിത്താരാ തിത്തിത്തൈ തിത്തൈ തക തക തകതോം. This is a boat race song. In Kerala, they do song boat race. They keep singing. Hope this is enough. Virendra, thank you. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead. Thank you, Padma. Go ahead, Tritiya. Again, I have to unmute. Ask you unmute. Yeah, I have.
Hari Om. On behalf of Chinmay Yuva Kendra Ponda, I thank Brahmachari Ananda Chaitanya Ji for his guidance and enlightening us with his inspiring and motivating words. I'm sure all of us got to learn a lot from this talk. There are many takeaway lessons from this talk, but these are some of the key lessons which I like. First, an optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty, and a pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. Keep moving in your life. Journey brings us happiness, not the destination. Don't give up your values. Give up the greed. Be happy by making others happy. And last, always look ahead and keep moving forward. We look forward to welcoming you back for such motivational talk. I also thank Swami Sugoshanand Ji and all the volunteers who helped in making this event possible. I also thank all the participants for joining me. Thank you.
Just a minute. Yeah. In the beginning, I could not immediately at the presence of mind to acknowledge the presence of Swami Anukulanandji. Anukulanandji, we are very, very happy and glad to have your presence here. And I just would like to tell everyone that next month our visiting speaker for this motivating talk will be Swami Anukulanandji. So it will be on the 29th of next month. So please mark these dates. He has kindly agreed that he will be with us on 29th of August. So the topics and that will be presented, means it will be known to you soon. You would like to tell one or two?
Anandji, thank you so much. It was a fantastic talk.
Thank you so much.
And I got a lot of points from your talk, reminded me of so many things. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Swamiji.
And thank you, Sugoshanand Ji, for organizing this program.
Yes, Swami.
So all the way for all participants' information, it was Swami Anukulanand Ji, Swami Sugoshanand Ji were part of the YEP, and after that also throughout guiding us. So on this auspicious occasion of Guru Purnima, my gratitude to both of you. Thank you very much for both, Swami.
Yeah, that is very nice to have Anukulanandji. And just to announcement, it is announced already We have our 2 ongoing chick classes, and from last month only we have started junior chick, because Balvihar children, when they go from 7 to 8 standard, 8 to 9 standard, they are nowhere actually. So to make them also comfortable that they are grown, and we have promoted them. Last month we had a promotion, graduation ceremony from Balvihar to Junior Chinmay Yuva Kendra, and around 6-7 students have joined from in that. We have started our class. It is on every Saturday, and the text which we are discussing is why do we in Indian culture. Okay, it's a very nice text. Everybody should know the simple things that we do at home, whether in the temple. Why do we have puja room? Why do we do namaste to our elders? What is the significance of the that om? Okay, why do we don't touch the books with our feet, etc. So many things are there which we see our parents doing, or which we ourselves practice, but we do not know their spiritual significance. Why do we apply tilak, etc. So we discuss that. We read the commentary, a small book which is there, and we read the points and we try to understand. This is one, and we are in the senior Chinmay Yuva Kendra class, we are doing self-unfoldment, and now that Panchakosha Vivek, that portion has started with a little subtler. So I invite all of you to be part of this. Those who are new, please be present. And Atharu Bodke, I can see you here, and Neha Naik, and yes, Yash Naik is from Kurcharem. Varada, I don't know, but please, all of you, Harsha Talkatkar. So you please join this Yuva Kendra, Junior Chinmay Yuva Kendra also, and please keep growing as through Chinmay mission. Okay, so the goal is the goal should be such that we never reach it, but of course, from spiritual standpoint, mukti, or to abide in our own self, is the ultimate goal of life, and that we have to reach there once for all. So from my personal behalf, I thank Brahmachari Anandji.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Very inspiring and motivational talk, and we will be having such talks, and we will be definitely inviting Anandji again and again for guiding our youngsters in Goa. And that's all. So we come here with Shanti Path.
Yes, Swamiji.
Join all of you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Can I request all of you to open your camera so that we can take a screenshot? The smiling face, all of you. At least just before going, you can give your darshan.
Yeah, you can take the screenshots, Swamiji, now.
Yeah.
Most of them.
I think Mayur, you can also do. Every time I take a screenshot, I have to save it, and that I have to go out of this application. That's difficult for me. Some people have that immediately, they get saved automatically.
Swamiji's Anukulanji's look like a screenshot only, because Swamiji's face is very like.
Deepraj, Varada, all of you, please.
There is no power, Swamiji. Okay.
There is no power.
Shivam's also look like that only. His photo is there. Now you take Swamiji fast. I will also take and send it to you.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I have taken. Mayur, please. I think we are doing the needful. Okay. Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you. Thank you once again. Thank you, Hariom.
Good night. Good night.